Tonight on Nightline, up and away. The Dow has its 5th best day in history as the new plan for a bank bailout gets a huge thumbs up on Wall Street. But will it help you and your family or just the bankers? And crash tragedy. New details about the families, including 7 small children who died when a plane nosedived into a Montana cemetery. Did too many people on board doom the fateful flight? Plus, when pirates attack, an American CEO negotiates the safe return of his ship and its 28 crew members 57 days after heavily armed pirates took them hostage in a terrifying raid. Tonight, he shares the amazing story with Nightline.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City, this is Nightline, March 23rd, 2009.
Good evening, I'm Cynthia McFadden. We begin tonight with good news on Wall Street. The Obama administration today unveiled details of a plan to take over up to $1 trillion in toxic assets, the same assets that have put a stranglehold on the bank's ability to lend. There was no mistaking the market's reaction. The Dow soared, closing up nearly 500 points, the 5th largest point gain in history. But tonight, even Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner was cautioning that, quote, one day does not make a plan successful. So tonight the question, has the Obama administration launched a plan that will work? Senior White House correspondent Jake Tapper takes a hard look.
If you're one of the millions of Americans hurt by the credit freeze, no loans, so no sales and no jobs, today the Obama administration had another announcement of another plan they hope will help you.
We believe that this is one more element that is going to be absolutely critical in getting credit flowing again. It's not going to happen overnight.
This plan is to remove so-called toxic assets, renamed legacy loans by the Obama administration's rebranders, from the books of banks. It's just the latest in a long list of actions taken by the young president who has a fondness for furniture metaphors.
There are a number of legs in the stool in economic recovery.
The first leg, the stimulus bill. Second leg, housing plan. Then a number of legs to improve liquidity in lending markets.
And this morning, Secretary Geithner announced the latest element in this multi-pronged approach.
The last time Treasury Secretary Geithner attempted a big splash on the banking plan, it was more of an outline. It was panned as too vague, and the market did not react very well at all. Today, Geithner unveiled the plan in more detail and off-camera, and the market rallied nearly 500 points, the 5th biggest point gain in Dow Jones history. The basic idea of the plan? The government will entice big investors to buy up these troubled home, car, and business loans to get them off the bank's books, as Geithner told CNBC.
They're still sitting on the system, and they're making it harder for people to lend, have confidence.
So to break it down, let's say you have Bob the banker and Ivan the investor. How is the government going to get Ivan to buy all of Bob's troubled loans? President Obama's economic advisor, Dr. Christina Romer, tried to help explain this for us. The characters were our idea.
What happens now with Bob the banker and Ivan the investor?
All right, so think about it. So let's start with Bob the banker, right? So the whole issue here is that Bob the banker is sitting, let's say he's sitting on a bunch of these loans for houses that, as you described, are in default or just more uncertain than they were before, right? So the trouble he's facing is the market for those things where he would sell those off basically doesn't exist.
In the past, Ivan would have gladly bought the loans. With the interest rate, they can be good investments.
You could take these loans, package them up, and securitize them and sell them off, right? The whole problem is they're now sitting on Bob the banker's balance sheet, and right, they're uncertain. That tends to make him nervous, right? So he doesn't want to be doing much lending.
No, and you are trying to entice Ivan the investor to buy these securities and these mortgages.
Basically, we're trying to recreate this market.
How? By enticing Ivan. Ivan only has to put up 7% of the money. The rest will come from the Treasury Department in low-interest loans from other government agencies. So, wait a sec.
Fire it up! We can't take no more!
Amidst all this populist outrage,
Give us the money back!
with anger-fueled tours of the homes of AIG executives and tea parties and Capitol Hill posturing, The government wants to offer corporate America a great business opportunity?
What do you say to one of our viewers who says you're actually suggesting that the government go into business with Wall Street to buy these crazy things that they created to begin with?
We actually think we're going to do better by partnering with private investors precisely so that the government doesn't overpay for these things, to actually use that market mechanism to get better pricing.
And today, the markets certainly seem to like it.
Oftentimes, all you really need is that turn in confidence to really get the ball moving a little bit. And this may be at least one step in the process of restoring some confidence in the system.
But Nobel Prize-winning economist and New York Times columnist Paul Krugman says it will not work.
It's a plan to rearrange the deck chairs and hope that keeps us from hitting the iceberg.
Krugman wanted bolder action, the federal government taking bigger steps with troubled banks that don't deserve to survive.
If you move in, take them into receivership. Have the government take them over, clean out the books, pay off some of the debts, reprivatize them. It's basically what the FDIC does with small banks at the rate of about 3 a week. We really need to do with the whole banking system right now.
And if it doesn't work, what?
If it doesn't work, we'll adapt. I mean, that's the way you make public policy. You do the research, you do the best shot that you have, and then you put it out, and if it doesn't accomplish what you want to accomplish, you say, how do we need to change it? Do we need a fundamental change? Is it just a tweak? But that's what we'll be watching.
We'll all be watching. This is Jake Tapper for Nightline at the White House.
We certainly will. Jake Tapper reporting. When we come back, a tragic crash claims 3 young families, 14 people in all, and tonight, questions about whether the plane may have been overloaded.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Microsoft.
So do you guys actually walk the walk when it comes to communications technology?
Absolutely. I think you can save both a lot of money but a lot of people's time if you choose the right technology for the right place. And we think we save tens of millions of pounds a year.
Wow, that's a big number.
It's a very big number. So if you can do something that's good for the company and good for your shareholders at the same time, then it's pretty much a no-brainer.
Can't anything help these itchy allergy eyes?
Get fast relief with Visine A. Why just rely on allergy pills? Visine A goes right where you need it, relieving itching and redness in minutes. Visine A, fast relief for itchy allergy eyes.
Retailers don't want you to see the information about to be disclosed.
Hi, I'm Tony Galata. This is my wife, Carrie Galata. This is our house, my wife's dream house. And we furnish most everything in this house with products from Direct Buy. We purchased the breakfast table and chairs. We looked at that table in some other places.
They ran around $3,500 and we picked it up for around $1,500.
If you're building, remodeling, or simply redecorating a room, there's now a way to buy virtually everything you need at prices you never imagined possible.
We've saved, I think, well over $20,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Through the years, many things pass from father to son, like Aqua Velva Aftershave. Smells great, cools, firms, and tones. Cool. Aqua Velva, men get it.
Tomorrow, Charlie Gibson's exclusive first look at NASA's next big mission on World News.
Tomorrow, 2 stars on the verge of elimination, 1 chance to survive.
Let your head down and shake it all about.
It's the live dance-off.
It is war.
ABC's Dancing with the Stars, the results live tomorrow, 9/8 Central on ABC.
At Chrysler and Jeep, we're working to earn your trust in your business by delivering the best quality and reliability in our history. And now we're announcing Employee Pricing Plus on all our vehicles. You get our employee price plus a $1,500 cash allowance, which all adds up to over $4,700 in savings on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Plus, well-qualified buyers get 0% financing. Now getting the vehicle you want has never been easier. Hurry in. Employee Pricing Plus ends March 31st. See your Chrysler Jeep dealers today.
As if yesterday's initial reports were not bad enough, a small plane in a fiery crash in Butte, Montana. Not a single survivor, but today news that among the dead are 7 children under the age of 10. And immediate questions about whether the tragedy could have been avoided. Lisa Fletcher has the latest.
The image of a plane, moments after crashing straight into the ground. Steve and Martha Woodoney watched this tragedy unfold.
I could not fathom seeing what I seen. I just kept telling him that's too unreal to be real.
Martha took this picture as Steve ran to the fiery wreckage.
I was hoping there'd be a miracle somewhere in there, but I didn't see no miracles.
The cell phone image, a haunting reminder of what they witnessed.
How are you guys going to deal with this?
I don't know. I was trying to go to sleep last night, and I just lay there crying and praying. And well, I never slept. She never slept. So we just got up.
Every time I closed my eyes, I'd see the smoke and the fire and the plane. And then I heard there was all those people on the plane, and all I could think of was little kids.
These were some of the families on board, the Jacobsons. This is Aaron, his wife Amy, and their 3 toddlers, Taylor, Ava, and Jude. Amy's sister, Vanessa Pullen, her husband Mike, and their 2 children were also on board. And this is Brent and Kristen Ching, longtime friends. They were traveling with their 2 young children, Haley and Caleb. Friends for more than 15 years, dating back to college, headed for a weekend ski vacation together with their young families. Their journey began early Sunday morning in Redlands, California. The plane stopped in Vacaville to pick up passengers and again in Oroville, where they also refueled. They left Oroville around noon, headed for Bozeman. The pilot diverted, though, to Butte about 2 hours later. And at 2:33 p.m., the crash. The owner of the plane, Dr. Bud Feldkamp, was not on board, but lost 2 daughters, 2 son-in-laws, and 5 grandchildren in the crash. As the reality of this event sets in, questions are raised.
This will be a long and tedious investigation, extremely thorough. We will look at every factor which could affect the performance of this aircraft.
This plane, a single-engine Pilatus PC-12, shown here in a 2005 photo, seated up to 10, including the pilot, leaving investigators combing the wreckage to figure out whether 13 passengers and 1 pilot were too much for the multi-million-dollar plane to handle.
Lap children can be allowed on an aircraft up to the age of 2. We can't tell you if, in fact, they were sitting on the laps or not.
Investigators say they have no reason to believe the plane ran out of fuel or had mechanical problems.
We'll be taking a look at all of the regs under which this aircraft was operating and then be able to make determinations.
ABC News aviation expert John Nance says simply, if there are too many people on board, you're going to have a problem.
I'm, even at this early stage, convinced that one of the areas they need to be looking at the closest is weight and balance.
Nance speculates that if people were moving about, the aircraft's center of gravity could have fatally shifted, making it next to impossible for the pilot to control, especially on approach.
The airplane is not going to be controllable. An aircraft in the air is literally a delicately balanced machine. When you are at a slow airspeed, you have a much less degree of control.
The plane was only about a half mile from the runway as it fell into an irreversible nosedive.
It came in at the wrong angle, and it was pretty low, and then it was like something stopped it midair, and it went boom.
Leaving behind a 10-foot deep crater, broken-hearted families, and quite possibly questions that will forever remain unanswered. The plane had no voice or flight data recorders. I'm Lisa Fletcher for Nightline in Butte, Montana.
Terrible tragedy. Lisa Fletcher reporting from Montana. And a half a world away, another plane crashed within a half an hour of that crash in Montana. A Federal Express cargo plane crashed at a Tokyo airport, killing the only 2 people aboard, the pilot and co-pilot. The plane erupted into a massive fireball just after its initial touchdown when it banged hard on the runway. There were reports of a 43-mile-an-hour wind gust at the time of the crash. When we return, we move from the danger in the air to danger at sea. Pirates wreaking havoc and one ship owner's terrifying tale.
New Cascade All-in-One Action Packs is like adding the ultimate button to your dishwasher. Just press and go. It does the whole show for you because it has the power to pre-wash, dissolve, and rinse food completely away. New Cascade Complete, the best all-in-one pack.
Are you and your gray hair facing an identity crisis?
My hair says experience. My hair says energy.
Touch of Gray, the best of both, combs away a little gray, never too much, just right.
Now I look like I know what I'm doing and can still do it.
Touch of Gray.
FreeCreditReport.com. Tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom. Never mind them and singing our songs since we first showed up with our pirate hats on. If you're not into fake sword bites, pointy slippers and green wool tights, take a tip from a knight who knows. FreeCreditReport.com.
Offer applies with enrollment and triple advantage.
Decisions. Which Beneful prepared meal tonight? Roasted chicken recipe? Okay, savory rice and lamb stew. You're right. Tonight is a beef stew kind of night. You've made another fine choice. Look at those beefy chunks all packed with protein, the real vitamin-rich vegetables, the wholesome grains. And you think you're getting spoiled, but it's so good for you too.
Beneful prepared meals. 3 new entrees. Healthful, flavorful, Beneful.
What would you do if someone you talk to online looked like this, but when you show up for your date, they look like this? Would you call them out? Or totally take off?
Oh my God.
Just watch what our cameras catch. So what would you do Tuesday?
Lexus of Portland's spring sales event is happening now. Specials like the 09 ES350, $399 a month lease. The ES350 sedan, Lexus quality and meaningful value, now $399 a month at Lexus of Portland.
Frank awoke in a cheerful mood at La Quinta Inns and Suites. Perhaps it was the comfy bed.
Sorry, folks. Looks like we're gonna be here a while.
Welcome to Air Sickness Bag Theater.
I'm feeling queasy.
I'm here for you.
Thank you very much.
Wake up on the bright side at La Quinta Inns and Suites with a comfy bed and rates from $59. Book now at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
You know, Dex, you and I are a lot alike.
How so?
Well, I help people find things in places they never thought of looking.
I help businesses find customers in places they never thought they'd reach.
I find them in cracks, crevices.
I find them through my print directories, online at dexknows.com, even on huge search sites.
Once I find them?
You track and manage the data for even greater results?
Something like that.
Call 877-4DEX now to find out everything Dex can do to find your customers. Dex knows.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cash with Sleep Dentistry of Portland. How would you like to wake up to the smile you've always dreamed of? At Sleep Dentistry, you can. Most dentists offering sedation provide only light oral sedation. We too offer light oral sedation. However, our patients are most impressed by our IV sedation. You're comfortable and reliably unaware of the dentistry. If you need sedation or just a gentle dentist, we can help at Sleep Dentistry of Portland.
Make your commute easier with K2's Traffic Tracker. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 on K2 News, plus updates during Good Morning America. K2's Traffic Tracker is brought to you by Town & Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Nightline continues from New York City with Cynthia McFadden.
If you think pirates are confined to children's storybooks, think again. This past weekend, a cargo ship from Japan was attacked by pirates who opened fire from small boats off the coast of Somalia. In fact, more than 100 ships were attacked off the coast of that small African nation last year, many of them hijacked. Nick Watt now with the owner of one of those ships in his inside story of negotiating with pirates for the lives of his crew.
Shipping is a dangerous game. Weather, wind, wild oceans. And now, for the men who sail, a very old fear has returned. And for the men who own the ships, a phone call they dread.
I was woken up just around midnight after Thanksgiving with a phone call where one of my technical managers from Singapore told me that our ship was attacked boarded and now being held by pirates. And my first thing was, say that again.
The MV Biscaglia was sailing from Indonesia to Spain with a cargo of palm oil and a crew of 28. In the treacherous Gulf of Aden, 25 heavily armed pirates attacked.
When you see AK-47 and other equipments which can really seriously hurt you, you go, really cannot understand what to do.
James Christodoulou didn't know what to do either. He's a businessman, boss of a small Connecticut-based shipping company.
Now I was making decisions that were really going to affect people's lives.
Every year, 20,000 ships sail through these pirate-infested waters. 42 of them were seized last year, earning these pirates $40 million in ransoms. The pirates are Somalis. Theirs is a land of little opportunity, but from her beaches, you can see the world's wealth passing by. A temptation, an opportunity. Let me make it clear, it is us who are holding many of these ships, said this pirate, claiming responsibility for snatching the Sirius Star. At nearly a quarter mile long, she's the largest ship snatched so far. We only need the money, and if we're paid, then everyone will be okay. While owners negotiate how much to pay, pirates and hostages live cramped together on board, sometimes for months.
I didn't care about the ship. I didn't care about the cargo. We're insured for that. It was really the men and their families. That was our main objective, to get them released from the ship and get them home safely.
4 days there was no contact with anybody. There were many phone calls coming in. We could hear the bell ringing, but nobody was allowed to pick up the phone. So we were totally cut off.
The families were hugely distressed. I mean, there was, I call her Granny, who actually went on a hunger strike.
She was the grandmother
She was the grandmother of one of our crew members. In fact, he was a cadet. It was his very first voyage ever.
After 6 days, the pirates called Christodoulou on a special number they'd been given.
I was nervous. I picked it up. I accidentally hung up on the pirates, and they called back right away. And that was the first time that Mr. Gus spoke to the pirates.
And what did they say to you?
We have your ship. We want money.
Christodoulou went by the alias Mr. Gus, his grandfather's name.
You could see, Gus on it, so I wouldn't forget who I was supposed to be.
He didn't want the pirates to know he was the boss. To them, he was a middleman, just following orders.
Mr. Gus, did develop a familiarity with the pirates. Mr. Gus knows the pirate communicator's kids and what he does in Somalia, and we tried to develop at least a framework of trust.
A framework so the pirates could trust Gus to pay up, and Gus could trust the pirates to release the ship when he did. The US and other navies do patrol these waters, but red tape stops them attacking hijacked ships as they sit off the Somali coast. Daring raids like this, launched by French commandos on a hijacked yacht, are very rare. And in a vast patch of ocean the size of Texas, it's all but impossible to protect every ship from attack.
You can't tell who's a pirate and who's just a fisherman. They really don't fly the Jolly Roger, and you don't know that they're pirates until they start the attack. And the attack usually lasts anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes.
This is what an attack looks like. The only way you know they're pirates, they have ladders and grappling hooks instead of fishing nets. Since 2005, 90 ships have been captured, and for every one, a ransom has been paid.
To the best of our knowledge, there was never an execution or a murder on a hijacked ship, but you never know the answer. Am I going to be the first? And that weighs on you, I have to tell you.
Christodoulou flew to India to reassure the families of his crew that all was being done to bring their loved ones home. Storming the vessel was not an option. Christodoulou knew he would have to pay up. He negotiated with the pirates every single day. They called him when he was on the golf course, when he was driving down the New Jersey Turnpike. They negotiated.
We settled on the figure on the 54th day.
Where did you get the money?
We banged on a lot of doors.
Another ship owner lent Christodoulou a large chunk of the money, There's a brotherhood of the sea, apparently. How much he paid? Christodoulou won't say, but it was apparently a lot less than the pirates had demanded when they first called the Gus phone.
You agree on a price, but then how do you get the money to the middle of the ocean?
It's not a bunch of ATM withdrawals. It's you go to the banks, you withdraw cash from a bank, you put it in a bag or two, and you fly it to the area.
The cash is dropped by parachute. This, a reported $3 million being dropped for the release of the Sirius Star.
They had those money counting machines like you see in the casinos on board the ship. And 4 hours after we delivered our package, the last pirate got off the ship, and our vessel with the crew, all intact, sailed away.
The crew, free after 57 days held at the barrel of a gun.
Experience, actually, I wouldn't want anybody to go through, you know. It was a hard time.
Somali pirates are right now holding 7 ships hostage. Tonight, 117 crew are going through it, hoping a ransom will be paid, hoping they won't be the first to die. I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in New York.
Treachery on the high seas, Nick Watt reporting. When we come back, AIG says it wants to rebrand itself with a new name. But is that just putting lipstick on a toxic company? It's the subject of tonight's closing argument.
Wednesday, April 8th. Be on the lookout for a different kind of cop show.
If you're trying to kill yourself, do me a favor. Don't do it when I'm around.
ABC's The Unusuals. Series premiere Wednesday, April 8th, 10/9 Central after a new Lost on ABC.
Did you really have to bring 50 wagons of stuff?
What? I like shoes.
We're not going to be gone forever. Oh, I should have just gone to public storage.
Public storage?
Yeah, public storage. You can reserve a storage space and pay just $1 for the first month.
Great. Now you tell me.
Need to store your stuff? Call the experts at Public Storage. We have a variety of storage spaces. Reserve now and pay just $1 for the first month at any of our over 2,000 convenient locations. That's right. The first month is just $1. Public Storage. Call 1-800-44-STORE.
This is your captain speaking. We are 14th in line for takeoff.
Beep, beep, beep. Looks like it's bumper to bumper on the interstate.
I gotta get to Cleveland.
Should have skipped that second soda.
Remember your belt, your watch, your shoes?
I wonder what gas costs today.
$7 for a pillow. An extra bag costs what?
I hate traffic.
The train is now arriving.
The train has arrived indeed. Amtrak. Enjoy the journey.
When my girlfriend got a new bathroom, I wanted one too. But my husband said, it's too much work. So I called Badfitter. And you know what? It's not complicated. Badfitter puts a new tub right over your old one. They do the walls too. Beautiful. In one day, they turned our ugly old bathroom into a work of art. For once, I'm the friend with the new bathroom.
Badfitter, North America's top choice for one-day bath remodeling. Call 1-866-615-2004.
On June 12th, all broadcast television stations will make the move to 100% digital signals.
That means if you don't own a digital-ready television, you will lose access to news, weather, and your favorite shows. K2 is on your side to get you ready for the switch.
Watch for special reports to educate you on the DTV switch. And throughout the year, look for K2's DTV test to show you what you'll see if you don't get ready.
For more information, just head to our website at katu.com. K2 on your side.
Visit WestonKia.com or call 503-676-2100 now so you can save on remaining 08 inventory that must go this month. New rugged Kia Sorento SUV, 30% off MSRP. New 08 Kia Sedona minivan with a 5-star safety rating, 30% off MSRP. Even new 08 Gas Miser Kia Rio, 30% off MSRP.
Come see us today at Oregon's #1 volume Kia dealer, or give me a call. Just ask for Dan.
Get to WestonKia.com today or call 503-676-2100 now.
K2 News, first at 4, weekday afternoons.
Here is positively the best place to start your day and where your night lights up. Here is where news is made and where you see the world with 20/20 vision. And here is where the world comes home to you.
It's time now for tonight's closing argument. The New York Attorney General said earlier tonight that 15 out of the top 20 bonus earners at AIG have returned their bonuses worth a combined $30 million. Now, at the same time, the beleaguered company, which has received $170 billion in bailouts, is trying to give itself a makeover, changing its name to AIU Holdings. So tonight we ask you, is it worth it? Can the rebranding possibly change the public perception of AIG, or is the company's reputation forever marred? We're already hearing from you on my Twitter page. John Martin writes, AIG to change name to AIU Holdings. How about IOU? Better yet, I owe your grandkids. Susie Q writes, what's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Skojack writes, making it AIU just means that the AI greed signs won't work anymore. How silly. Tell us what you think by clicking on the Nightline page at abcnews.com or join the conversation anytime with me or at the Nightline Twitter page. And tomorrow night, President Barack Obama will hold a primetime news conference, which ABC News will, of course, cover live starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to tune in to Nightline afterwards for a full analysis. But that is our report for tonight. Jimmy Kimmel Live is up next. I'm Cynthia McFadden. For Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and all of us at ABC News, good night, America.